Child. Anyway, so
Hello, everyone. My name is Jaden, and I am the number one trader in the trade center. As we see, if you are watching this week on YouTube, I am at the trade center, and
sick.
I am the number one trader. I will get
So
that
sick.
trade right to you. Sure will.
You're so sick for that. That is sick. You're sick for that. For being so vague, even sicker.
Mhm.
Okay, sure. And then drinks water. Right. My name is Amira, and I know that I misspoke last time we recorded. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna get me a ticket for Cowboy Carter. And then I realized that I would have no way to get there. But then I looked up the commute. I'm like, that's fine. I'll do the commute. And then I was like, okay, this is like a 30-day, 5 train, 2 buses, a buggy, a horse. It's just too much. I don't know what an East Rutherford is and why it's so far and why it's so difficult to get there. And then we'll talk later about why that's even more impossible now.
I would say the real issue.
The real issue here. But yeah, no, I am not a Cowboy Carter. I'm going to continue to watch the videos online, I guess. And you know what? It's okay. It's okay. I will just stick to what I said when she first announced the tour that I would not be there. And that's okay. And Jaden will go and have fun for me. I might have to send you with some money for me though. Get me some stuff.
For when I leave to get your T-shirt.
No, not the T-shirt. Those patches. Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. All right. And that's that for that. Jaden, where are we?
Child, we not at the concert.
Literally.
We
Hello.
at a show that we like to call Child. Child. Anyway, with Jaden and Amira.
Starts with a C. Close enough.
It does.
It's a good show, I would say. You know, that we have hiccups just like her. We have great moments just like her. You know, it's very similar. Let's get right into the show. We're gonna start with our moment of the week. This is where Jaden and I are like, ciao.
Girl.
Anyway, from things that happened this week or last week or the last time we talked, or just things we just remembered. And you know what, Jaden? I'm really hot off the heels of mine, and I'm still hot in my heart about it. So if you don't mind, I'll go first.
Please.
Okay, awesome. So the first moment of the week is that I had to go to this like housing fair event for my job. And the pro of going to events for your job outside of the office is that they mostly start after your normal start time. So you get to have the full 8 hours, but you start later. The con of that is when they ask or expect you to come back to the office after.
That is the
I
worst part.
want to go home. Like, are you serious? Whatever. I have to go to this event for my job, and my manager is like, "Oh, buy some munchkins for the table, take the card, and then blah 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 blah." I'm like, "Oh yeah, that'd be cute. That'd be fun." Of course, I forget to grab the card, right? But I got a picture of it, so I'm like, I'm gonna go on Dunkin', order ahead, add the card to my cards, and then I'll just pay for it that way. I ordered ahead thinking I'm being cute. I ordered ahead the night before to be delivered or to be ready for pickup at this specific time. It's 50 munchkins, whatever. I arrived to the Dunkin' not even 10 minutes after the time I scheduled it. And I'm like, hey, I'm going to pick up my munchkins. And the lady's like, oh, somebody already picked it up. I'm like, no, sweetie, I'm standing right here. Like, it's me. I'm the
I'm the
only
only
person
person
that would have.
who would know that this was happening.
Like, girl, my manager did not come from West Philly to pick these up. I'm right here. And she's like, oh, okay, no, they're gone already. So, and then she like, you know how you give your manager a look that says like, come talk to this customer because this is above my pay grade. So she gives him that look and he comes over and he's like, what's the problem? I'm like, my munchkins. Like, I need my munchkins. Like, she's saying somebody picked them up, but it's me. I didn't. He's like, oh, that's too bad. They're gone. There's nothing we can do about it. You got to call a corporate number. I'm like, what is the point? And then I have to get a little elevated, which I really don't enjoy doing. I'm like, what's the point of ordering ahead, having a name attached to it if y'all just giving out people's orders to any old body? How is that my fault that you gave my order? Like, no, there's nothing we can do. That I'm like, sweetie, look at this. I show my phone. I'm like, no, this is the time. He's like, look, this is for yesterday. I'm like, no, baby. I ordered it yesterday for today. He's like, let me see. And when they start saying, let me see, that means, oh, well, I might be wrong, but let me see a little closer. I'm like, yeah, yeah. He's like, no, there's nothing we could do. I'm like, so then I'm like kind of holding up the space, taking up space in the restaurant. And he's like, whatever. And he walks away. He's like, okay, hold on, hold on. So then he walks away and I'm like,
Right.
and
Yeah.
then
So
he's
Frank, Frank,
on the. I'm like, I'm thinking I'm waiting for him to bring me back a box of munchkins. I'm like, y'all throw them in the box so quickly that it don't take more than 5 minutes to make 50 box of munchkins. So I see him on the phone. I'm like, okay, hold on. So then I go around the restaurant to see who he on the phone with. I'm like, yeah. And he's like, what's the order number? I'm like, I pull it up. I'm like 577. And he's like, order 577. He's talking to the person on the phone, whatever. And then he's like, okay, good. And then he hits whatever button and he reprints my ticket. Then he goes to make the box of munchkins and he hands me. I said, give me a receipt. I need my receipt now. Give me the receipt. I'm like, so rude, so nasty. I can't wait to leave a review. I go to the event, Jaden. It's pouring raining. That's number one. So I'm already like, I should have just gone to work. This is already too much work. I go to the event. 50 munchkins ordered, 2 munchkins eaten. Nope. Don't nobody want these munchkins.
You know what I thought people would say?
What?
That when you got there was a box of 50 munchkins.
Oh no, Jaden, better,
No.
better. The person that was sitting next to me had 2 dozens of donuts, a box of munchkins, box of Joe. I'm like, this, she's like, I'll hide my munchkins. I'm like, girl, it don't even matter, girl. Like, this is just ridiculous. She's sponsored by Dunkin'. I'm like, this is embarrassing. I have like basically no information. I got some business cards in my laptop.
That's who the guy called.
She literally stole my munchkins.
I
I'm like,
called
this
her.
is
She's
terrible.
like, no.
No.
That's why when you get there, she's like, I'll hide my munchkins. Like, I already heard. Like,
meanwhile, it has my name like printed on the box and my order number. So I'm like, this is pointless. I take the munchkins back to work because I'm like, somebody gonna eat these munchkins. I take them back through the rain, through the fire, like they say. They're soggy, probably. I don't open the box. I just throw them on the table, whatever. Great. I keep forgetting to put the review in for this stupid Dunkin'. It's the one by my house.
mm-hmm.
I've gotten something from there for you.
Yes, you have.
They're regular, but the people are nasty. I go back again for another work event, before another work event. But this time, I'm just going to get me a little bagel, right? I order a toasted bagel with strawberry cream cheese. Great. I thought better than to order a coffee because, you know, secret, we're going to court for my job. But you can't have food in the court. I know I ain't about to be chugging a coffee.
Right.
I get my bagel, about to eat it on the walk to court. I open the bagel. Why is it toasted naked? There's nothing in it. I'm like, so then I turn around. I'm like, oh, at this point, they're being funny.
Right.
Why is the packet of strawberry cream cheese at the bottom of the bag? I'm like, you thought I was about to do it myself? There's an option on the app to on the side or on the bagel. I didn't click no on the side. So I go back. I'm like, baby, this don't have strawberry cream cheese on it. I don't even acknowledge that there's strawberry cream cheese at the bottom. I'm like, this is empty. This is good. Oh, yeah, it's at the bottom. I'm like, y'all don't put it on the bagels no more? No, we don't. No, we don't. I'm like, y'all telling me you don't put cream cheese on the bagels? He's like, we only do it for plain cream cheese. It's only plain cream cheese. So I'm like this. Then just give me the plain cream cheese. I don't even need strawberry. It's fine. Just take this back and put some cream cheese on it. And then the lady's like, just one time I'm gonna put the strawberry on there for you. But next time you gotta there will be no next time.
No next time. Yo.
Give me this bird. I was
you have the worst. Like, that is the worst Dunkin' I have ever heard about. And I've had to cuss out a Dunkin' employee once or twice as well. I'm like, I'm pretty sure I told that story on here because that was when I was working at T-Mobile. Yes, and I buy a sandwich. It wasn't even the one near me. It was the one near the Cherry Hill Mall. Buying a sandwich, and I'm making sure I get turkey. I haven't eaten beef or pork.
Where is the square patty?
Hello? And I'm like, this is not what I asked for, and I threw it away. And then he's like, well, we need it back for us to make you something new. I said, no, you're gonna make me something new right now.
Baby, hate to see
we can't do that. And it's like, you're gonna have to do it because I'm not leaving here without my sandwich, and I'm gonna raise hell. Like,
you're gonna drive through, like, put your car in park.
But the fact that there was a lot going, maybe, yeah, it was like a fool me once, fool me twice kind of situation with that Dunkin'. For sure. You need not go back.
Never again. My sister was like, that kind of feels like your own fault. Why would you go back?
Because the first one I understand, like when you're ordering things in advance in that way, it's always a mishap. Remember the whole
Yeah.
thing with the Spanish food when I ordered it?
Yes. Oh my gosh.
It's always a mishap when you order
We'll
like
never
for
do that
something in
again.
advance. So like okay,
Yeah.
and it's like munchkins. Like I'm not gonna burn down a whole Dunkin' Donuts for a munchkin for 50 munchkins. Like me personally, I don't care that much.
Yeah, it wasn't
They
my
definitely
money.
they definitely would have got cussed out because and it wasn't her money, but they definitely would have got cussed out
Yeah.
because someone picked it up. No, that can't be true because I'm standing literally right here. No one else would even be picking these up because I'm the one who
No.
placed the order here because I can pick them up. Like the reason y'all even got this order was because I could pick them up.
And it's not even like it's small town Duncan where there's like, regulars that you see. This is in the middle of the city. And y'all just let
Right.
anybody come in and just take any old thing. That's why I'm kind of in two minds about when people are like, "Oh, look at all this free food at Chipotle," and it's meanwhile like the pickup DoorDash section. Because I'm like, and what if they don't get refunded for it? Because you're not just stealing from Chipotle, you're stealing from that person if they don't get a refund. It's
Right.
very annoying to me.
And
Yeah,
that's why you
Dunkin's on my
bankrupt
list.
now.
Don't ever go to that Dunkin', Jaden. I'm not playing.
No worries. Um,
I have your location, just so you know, because
but
you do be
then
in the city.
why can't they put the strawberry cream cheese on the bagel? Like, what
What is
when
the
did that start?
difference?
When did that start? Because that has not been the case
It's
for
that
as long as I've
location.
known.
It's only that location. Because you know how many strawberry bagel? I does this. You know how many
Right.
strawberry bagels I've gotten? Like, what are you talking about?
It's you ignoring the one at the
And you
bottom.
want me? I should have taken it out the bag and be like, there is no cream cheese in the bag.
There's cream cheese at the bottom. Like what? I made sure I put it
There's
in there.
nothing
I'm
cream
like,
cheese.
the only way you should have made sure it was on the thing was it being on the bagel.
Hello? Run the tapes after I leave. Get my new bagel. Hurry up. Like, are you crazy? Jaden, enough. What is your moment of the week?
Okay. My moment of the week, I don't really have one. This is just more so like my current gripes in life.
Mm,
And it's my
mm,
skin.
mm.
Like I got a bunch of skincare recently that I've been like playing with, manipulating with, and trying to figure out like what's gonna be my stick to, what am I enjoying, what am I not, blah blah blah. And for the most part, everything has been great. I've been loving all the products I've been using. But let me say this. When it comes to skincare, people think it's about like products or like what's your regimen? What do you do? Forget all that. It's about that nighttime routine. When I tell you
It's about food.
it's about uh
Omega 3s.
omega 3s. It's about fat. Get some fat in your diet. Um,
Literally.
but it's about that nighttime routine. You want your skin to actively improve. Wash that face at nighttime.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
the morning wash you're going to do because you're likely going to just wash your face in general just after waking up. You feel more called to do so because you're waking up and like you've probably been doing that literally since childbirth, please, since being a child. Uh, or someone has been doing that to you since being a child, where they were washing your face as a morning, like wake up, it's
Getting the
time to
sleep
go.
off. Yeah.
Yes, but that nighttime routine, when it comes to skincare, and I'm specifically talking about skincare, is essential. Like one, I think it helps with my sleep. I do think so. Like when you do like an
Yeah.
actual wind down nighttime routine of like washing your face, brushing your teeth, getting into like those things, really helps with like making sleep the next priority and like approaching it a certain way. But when it comes to actually doing your skin and like taking care of your skin, that nighttime routine is crucial. So much so that you have to stick to it because you miss one night, and it's like, if you
You don't
miss
have a
one
face.
night, and the night you likely missed was the night you're like having fun. So like you sweated more likely. Like you're not missing the night where you've been home all day. You're
No.
missing the night when you went out and came home.
When your
And,
skin is caked with oil.
yes, and now you're going to have pimples that you cannot get rid of for the next 2 weeks. And it's like, sure, I have things to combat that, but they don't work overnight. Like they still also take
Oh,
time to process
yeah.
and get rid of the blemishes. and it's just irritating because like I have a pimple on my cheek, which is the worst place because it's so like it's right below my eye. So like when you're looking at me in the eye, you see this red thing also showing like on my forehead.
You
Which
skipped a night? You were having fun?
I skipped a night like last week, and since then I have not skipped a night since because this this was a
You're
sign
paying the
like
price. Yeah.
you don't skip no nights. I was tore up one night, face still washed. Like I was like I just can't like I just can't go with this anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, no. Especially if your night was in the city, then you have absolutely no choice.
Oh yeah, that pollution.
Absolutely no choice. That's just not gonna work. It's just not
No,
gonna happen. It's not
you
gonna work.
definitely need
No.
to handle that.
Yeah, I don't
Um,
even your skin will literally be crawling off of your face.
no, literally. Speaking of crawling, I was making my bed the other day, fresh out the dryer. Like took my clothes out the oh, and we'll do an update on
One
that.
day.
Did
Make
I?
my bed one day.
Yeah, that was the last episode. Well, I'll get an update on that. But I was making my bed. I had taken my sheets just out the dryer. That's the other thing about skincare. Wash your sheets.
It really is about food though. It really is
It
about water.
oh, it truly is about food and water and what you put in your body.
Yeah.
Besides, your cheeks
And
are
your
a
hair, which is
representation.
so annoying.
Yes, but your cheeks are a representation of your gut. So like, if your cheeks are like constantly having issues, it's likely a response to what you're eating. Um, and your hair, of
Absolutely.
course. And I need to wash my hair actually. But what were we talking about?
Your bedding.
Oh, there was a spider in my bed. But I'm like, I did not just take you out the dryer. Like, how are you in here so fast?
A nice
Um,
warm place.
well, I was setting it up, and on my
Ugh.
comforter, it was just like crawling across. And you know me, I'm not the killer.
No?
Um,
Oh, I
I
love
killed
it.
a few, but I try not to kill them. You know, I made that
Wait,
promise to.
you're taking them out to the backyard.
I am.
I will never share a living arrangement with you. No. We're killing immediately, actually.
Well, I almost like I don't kill them, but I definitely put them in harm's way.
You're like, okay, so I spray bacterial spray and they're around them in a circle and kind of suffocate them that way. So I didn't kill them,
Like
technically.
I had put it in a water bottle. There was no water in it, but it was like droplets still in it. So like it kind of landed in a
So
droplet,
you're a
and I'm like,
torturer.
and I need to get you out of the premises, and this is the best means that I have to do so. Because what happened, these it's not like just a crawler bug. You could put that in a napkin, or you could put that on like a card stock or something and run it out.
Yeah.
A spider like to jump off, and they have something that will take them down. And like when they're falling, when they're coming down, you can't see them swinging. Like you can't see where they're
No.
going, and they'll land on
Oh,
you and just and keep crawling.
yeah,
You have to
no.
put them in something contained.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
like the
Like
bottom of your
spiders.
shoe. Yes.
Well, I see the
Uh-huh.
value in spiders as well. That's why I don't necessarily like to kill them
No,
all
me too. Me too, for
because I
sure.
don't want things that you like to eat coming in here either. So
It
like
kind of
I'll
just
put
depends where
you.
you find it, though. Like, I'm sorry, I found a spider on my wall next to my bed as well. You think I was? No, I'm not
That's
doing none of
true.
that. Goodbye.
That's also why I've killed some and not killed others. Like once you that spider was lucky I had already killed one, so I already felt like my quota for the time was like used up. Because usually if I find you in my premises, like in my quarters, you're done. Like
You're
you're
done.
officially like my biggest op at the time and you have to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
So like usually if you're like in my bed, like around my bed, mainly the bed. If you're in like if you're like on the wall and I can like get rid of you, I will. If I can't, sorry, you paint now. Like I don't think.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
but like it's usually like my bed. Like if there's a bug on my bed, you're dead to me. Like you
You're
have to go.
dead. The only bugs that I would not kill inside the house that I can think of are like daddy long legs because you could just literally grab it by the leg and take it outside and like they're so big you can see them, but you could just grab it and take it outside.
Whoa. Grab it
Oh,
by the leg.
I thought you was a Southern boy. I saw your whole post about
Mama,
it. You don't grab
mama,
them by the
mama,
leg?
mama. No, no.
Throw them
Let
in
me
the
let, me- let me let me tell you something. I'm not touching no bug by its body part.
Really?
No, I'll smack a fly or
Well, how
like
are you
I'll
fishing? What's the bait?
no, that's different. I can grab a worm is one thing. Grabbing a spider by the leg,
It's
I
it's
can
so
see doing it
easy.
with daddy long legs, but I think I'm going to kill that thing before. Like
You cannot kill a daddy long leg. It's why would you do that? They're so big and so easy to grab and move out to safety. Why would you even do that? Just pick it. Just take it.
them
You're
fins ain't
catching these
saving nothing.
microscopic spiders, but a daddy
Mm-mm.
long leg, you can't just pick up and just take outside.
You grab it by the leg.
Yes. A quick little
Well, honestly, and I'm gonna knock on wood somewhere at some point today. I haven't seen one
I
in a
got you.
while, especially
Oh
not
no,
one
no, I
indoors.
haven't seen it. No, but that's the only bug I could think of, like at summer camp or something, where I'm not like, "Where's my shoe?" I'm just like, "Oh, let me just move this out of my cabin." Like it's whatever.
That's funny because I those are the ones I'm like, where am I at, y'all? I'm not gonna waste my time with this thing. Like
Somebody pass me my shoe. I'm over it.
it's really the value of a life, huh? Because I'm sitting here like I'd be like, stop,
Oh,
click,
in a
like
bee,
anyway,
in a bee. Obviously, bees. You wouldn't kill a bee. Obviously, yeah,
who
you don't have to do
not?
that. See, you know what, Jaden? I'm
I
gonna
don't kill
have
the
you
bees. I don't kill bees. I
give
don't
me
kill
because
bees.
I'm like, what is the? How are
I
you
don't even like to
valuing
kill flies
spiders?
too much. Like I will kill a fly easily. Like that
Oh my
that's the
god,
least
Jaden.
only because flies they like to play with you. Like they love the game, they love the chase, they love all that.
And I love it
I
too,
would
girl.
huh?
Let's engage. I love it too. Let's
I
engage.
I do
Let's
love
go.
if I have a fly swatter, I do enjoy it. But
I've got 5 minutes. Let's do it.
sometimes it's like this could be so much easier because a lot of times they're in the kitchen, in my kitchen, whatever. And I have the two doors, like the two big doors with windows on it. So they're at the
Yeah.
door pressing up against it. So I'm like, I could just open this door and you can get out. And then I open the door and then they're on the other door, like trying to push. So I'm like smacking them out the door. Like, can you go? And then they get out. And I'm like,
Breaking their
okay.
wings and then they die on the porch. And not only are they standing at the door, they're signaling their friends. When you open that door, baby, two more snuck in while you were
They do
looking
not.
up. Are you killing ants? And Jaden, I promise you, if your answer is wrong, you don't ever have to worry about hearing from me again.
Am I killing ants? Where are they at?
Yeah. Where they always are, the kitchen, the
Oh, no.
doorways, entryway.
No, no. Oh, no. Make sure you use the O in
Okay.
there. Not,
Okay.
oh,
Okay.
no, no. Oh, no.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
We haven't had that issue.
God,
I'm
God is
grateful.
good. God is
My
good because
grandmother
it's that
had
season.
her place, her last place, every time it got hot outside. It's like, here they come. But her backyard was like a field. So it's like, it was a lot of creatures dealing with that.
Ooh,
Like snakes in the, what's the thing called? Shed. Like,
no
that's a good
need
movie
for all
title.
that.
We'll have to
Snakes in the
circle back to
shed.
that. Um,
Bookmark it.
um, but down, killing the ant down, buying traps to kill the whole colony. I do not care.
Thank goodness. Yeah, thank goodness. Wasn't that a story that broke for you like a couple years ago where there was like a bee something in your air conditioner or something like that? There was
Yes,
like
yes,
bugs.
yes, yes, yes. At my grandmother's house.
Yeah, and then your mom got stung, right?
We both did, yes.
And okay, Jaden, you got stung too. The mom story was bigger because she blew up, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, she got some.
Yeah. You got a little on the hand. Okay, girl.
It still
Um,
hurt and it still blue.
and so is that why you feel the need that you're gonna kill them? That
Who bees?
revenge? Yeah.
No, I don't kill bees. I was joking. I
Okay, good.
will. I have history with them clearly because I've killed them before. Like I will spray them, but I'm not gonna like kill one like that. No.
You know
I'm
what?
also
Knock
the
on wood. I
one to be
actually
like,
can't imagine a bee in my house. Actually, that I probably
you
would
know,
have to kill. Unfortunately, if I can't jar it and then let it go, what am I supposed to do? Maybe if it's the
I think
queen,
with the bees. First of all, the queen's not coming out that house. Um,
it's in the air conditioner.
if it's a bee, yeah, like I'm also the person who tries to tell people like not to move. I'm like, it thinks you're a flower, like it's just
Yes.
checking. Once
Yeah.
it realizes
Yeah.
you're not one, it will leave. You just need to
Yeah.
relax.
Just
But a
stay
lot
calm.
of
Yeah.
people, and I'm not
Mm-mm.
going to start a gender war here because it's usually always women. But I'm always 95% around women, so that just doesn't
Right.
help for. But it's because I'm always like, "Don't move. There's a bee," and now you're screaming and running across the entire restaurant.
That's
Like
one of my pet peeves, actually. That gets on my
it.
nerves so bad. It's
Oh
not
my
that
god!
deep. It's
I'm
really
like, oh,
not
hold
that
on.
deep.
There's a bug over there. Like, just stand still. What? I'm like, did I just tell you not to move?
Jaden, don't, you know, this is pissing me off. Just think about it. That gets on my nerves so bad. You're making it so much worse, and it's really not that deep. The worst that can happen is that you get stung. Like, unless you're allergic to bees, in which case you definitely should stay calm and get out of the way. What do you think is going to happen? You think it's going to kill you? You think it's going to stab you inside of your pupil?
I need you to calm down. Even when it's like, oh, there's a fly next to you, and they're freaking out. I'm like, why are you freaking
Oh
out?
my
Like,
God.
calm
It's just
down.
drama. It's drama. You know what's scary? My manager, he keeps coming up today. There was a fly in our office. He took a rubber band. It was on the wall. He took a rubber band, shot at the fly, and hit the fly on the wall. I was like gagging, like gagging. What do you do for sport on the weekend? I'm scared. How did you do that? And then the other guy that was in there is like, oh, he does this all the time. He's got practice. I'm like,
That's terrifying.
anyway, okay. Was that the end of it for your skincare? Because we got way off track there.
Yeah. Only thing I did want to say was the update to, if you listened to last week's episode, we talked about me doing 30 days of making my bed. And even when I don't make my bed, the 30 days have continued, but it's only been very sparingly. Like, I only did make it for like what, 3 days?
Yeah, something like that. I don't know.
It
I'm
wasn't it wasn't a
trusting
lot.
you to just keep up with it. To be honest, honestly, I'm like, I don't
It
know.
wasn't egregious. You know, I'm very honest about things like that. No problem admitting I'm flawed.
Have you,
Um,
please? Have you truthfully like noticed a difference in how it feels to come
okay,
into a space with a made bed?
I'll wait until my 30 days is up.
So right now you're like, no, no difference.
No, I can't say that. It is something to coming home and that bed is made. I'm not going to lie to you, but when the bed is not made, do I care? No.
No, no, not at all. Um, let's get into the catch. Oh,
But
give me
it
something
does
else about the bed.
yes, it does make my room feel cleaner, even when it's not clean. It's like having that bed made. It's like, you know what it's like. It's when everything has just fallen apart, and
Mm,
like you get that one thing that you need. That's just like,
it's an easy
it's gonna
win.
be all right. Life's gonna be all right. You know, like,
It's such
I'm gonna
an
make it
easy
through.
win. You've
I
already
get it.
done something right today.
I get it. Do I not feel like doing it most days, or it doesn't even not feel like doing it because it really doesn't take that long. I don't remember to do it. Like, I'll be at work, like, also an event. I'll be like, I didn't even make my bed today. Like, it'd be like, dang, like, I just had this one thing I was supposed to do, and now I'm disappointed
It
because I
is
didn't
muscle memory. It is
Yeah,
muscle memory. If you're used to seeing it unmade, whatever. Sometimes I'll get up quickly because I'm like, oh dang, I've been laying in this bed for too long. Go brush my teeth, wash my face, whatever, and come back and I'm like, oh my gosh, my bed's not made. It makes it. But
yeah,
if you're used to that, you're not going to be like, oh, something is off in this space. It doesn't matter.
you know, having the bed made is often the same. My mom was like, "Not you making your bed." She
Oh
said, "This part of
my, come
she said
on.
this part of your healing journey." I said, "Girl, leave me alone. Healing from what?"
Being a mess in the morning.
Yeah,
That,
true.
yeah. I love that she noticed. I love that she's like, yeah, this is a part of that healing. We need to
Mind
just
you,
see. We need to see
she
this.
noticed yesterday. I was like, I've been doing this for almost 2 weeks now.
Maybe she thought that it was a, one off. Maybe she thought maybe he's having a guest. Who knows? Maybe she wasn't in your room. Was she in your room every day?
My door is open. Like, she can see my bed when she goes to
Oh,
her.
that's another thing, honey. Close that door when you leave, girl. We don't want to see up in your face. Close the door.
I do need to start closing the door.
Yeah. And that
But I don't
bathroom
need to
door.
sleep with
Oh
the door
my gosh.
closed. Like, I'm
When
just
the
gonna say,
girls leave the bathroom door open, unless you just took a shower and you're letting the steam out, close the bathroom door.
oh, all my doors are open.
We know. We could see the light coming in from behind you. Um, The catch. This is where Jane and I catch you up on stuff that happened or stuff that we want to talk about, basically. The first thing we want to talk about is following us on Instagram and Twitter at Pod. It's really important to follow us on Instagram so you can get these updates about, episodes coming out if they're coming out when they're coming out. Uh
Honestly, there's a not the Top Anyway Pod Twitter, but like Twitter in general.
oh,
Like
the Twitter, yeah,
I'm kind of over the whole app, so it's like I'm not even gonna update it.
it's so I can't figure out if I'm ruining my algorithm or if the app is ruining my algorithm because I'm like, why do I keep getting all these engineering videos? Like, what is this? Or like these like smart hacks that are really bad. I'm like, why do I keep seeing these? Yeah, Pinterest,
Do
mama,
you
you the
see?
one.
Okay, wait. Now I've been meaning to talk about this for a long time. Do you see little movies or little shows that are on like social media, and it's like the billionaire, and no one knew he was a billionaire, and he was trying to get rich.
Yes. It'd be
I
like this movie
hate
was
them.
so good, right? And it'd be like
I
super
hate
weirdly
them.
saturated and
And
I'm
it's
like,
like
why do I
it's not even
see
and it's
these?
but not even the ones where it's like actual clips of actual movies. It's like movies made that were never released anywhere important. And it's like we're just someone made it, but you can always tell who made it. It was always a man who made it because it's always like they don't know he's a billionaire and that
I
they've been
do
dating for
not
so
know why
long.
they
She's finally going to
yeah.
tell him. He's finally going to tell her that he's rich, and she's like, "Why would I want you? You're nothing like." Da, da, da." And it's just that picture with the guy like
Yes.
being broke as a student, whatever, and then like, "Shorty, I don't
Yeah,
want that picture."
with
It's
the
definitely
the babies, yeah.
yes. Is that picture like in a film every time? And I'm always like, I hate this because you can always tell who the maker of these movies are.
Those stories are so annoying. Those tweets are so annoying. I'm like, how much faster do I have to scroll past for the algorithm to realize I don't want to see this?
Never do.
Doesn't matter. This, like I said, this is why I just have to go to freaking Pinterest and Facebook Marketplace. Like, oh my gosh, this is social media. I'm trying to see how much you're gonna sell this crock pot for. That's it. Speaking of crock, NJ Transit engineers, the union is called like Brotherhood of Trains or something, I don't know. But they're on strike, which we love. I'm pretty sure I'm going to speak for us both. We love a strike. We
I
love
do.
unions fighting for what's right for the employees. I absolutely am a huge fan. Um, even when it affects me directly, I'm still a fan. I'm still rooting for them to get what they want. So much so that I'm like, what strike is unavoidable? They're all avoidable. Never in the history of strikes, I don't believe, has it been like a blindsided thing. Has it been like, we don't even know what you want? How could we give you what you They make so clear what they want and what's going to happen if they don't. And I would like to see a percentage of strikes that are threatened versus strikes that like actually come to fruition. I'd imagine the fruition strikes are much larger percentages.
Mm,
So I don't know why these companies think that people are bluffing. I don't know why they do this. You lose money during the strike that you're not even going to be able to recoup fast enough because what was promised to end the strike also costs you money.
literally.
I don't get anyway. So they striked. All the trains in the NJ Transit community were halted. Of course, this is the weekend that I'm like trying to go to New Jersey, so I ended up taking a bus. Please, no comment on the bus, but let me tell you something, Jaden. It was lovely.
Was
It
it?
was so lovely. It was so First of all, the bus picks up not even a 2-minute walk from my house. So I'm like, hold on. This whole time I could have been busing instead of taking 2 trains to get to the train. So I will be back on that bus,
Yes, you
the
will. Regardless.
551.
Post strike
Yeah.
or like if anything.
And it was $3 cheaper. I'm like, "Oh, I need this. I needed this."
Did the bus take you
So
straight to where you were going?
it does not. It takes me to the Atlantic City Transportation Center, which is still only like a 10-minute drive from where my sister lives. The only difference is it's like it's technically more convenient for my sister because she lives 4 minutes from the train that I would get to. But baby, you got a car. Come get me from Atlantic City. Thank you. The bus is just so much more convenient. I'm like, I love it. Knock on wood. I hope I don't like live to regret it. And one day someone gets on with like a dog or something, something, ridiculous. Or, dogs are okay, but not when it's not a dog for trains.
Right.
It's not a service animal. This is a dog. Um, I loved it. But the last strike for NJ Transit was in 1983 and it lasted 3 weeks.
Yeah.
So, I don't know why it took them that long. Really, I never know the logistics of why it would take that long to just do it. You have the
because
money.
they
It's great.
underestimate how impactful. Actually, they know, but they underestimate how mobilized a group can be and organized a group can be. You know, like
Yeah. They think that people are gonna turn. More
that.
scabs.
Yes, they think they're going to like, oh, I can't do it. Like, I can't afford to do it. And it's like, no, 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 baby, they can't afford to do it. Like I'm sorry, you have to be mutually aided and understand. Like, we're gonna have to help each other through this. If you have spouses, send them to work. Like,
It I
switch
just
roles for a week, for 3 weeks.
I just it's the capitalism is just crazy because it's like you would rather inconvenience forget the actual people, real actually forget it all. You're losing money. That's number one.
Yeah,
350,000 people take this train are a part of this. I know y'all don't care about people, individuals, but the money. I read somewhere that it costs like
I
$4
would say
million
how
dollars a
much.
day.
How much? Yeah, I would say how much is the fare, like a average fare?
Yeah, like $4 million a day. They lose $4 million a day. Or either they lose $4 million a day or it costs $4 million a day to run.
But how much is the train? Like, ticket on the
Oh, how
train?
much is to it depends where you're going. I mean, the lowest could be like $3, but the train that I take from Philly to the last or basically Atlantic City is like $13.
I'm put 10. Yeah, that's like 3,500. Obviously, I mean 35 million, 3.5 million.
Like
Like,
that's a lot of
that's a
money.
lot to be losing like daily.
And that's only one way. You see, if they're working, that's two ways.
Yes.
And then you got random people that just get on sometimes like me. That's a lot of money. And I don't know why. I guess in the beginning of striking, it's hard to gauge how long someone could really, how strong and resilient people can be. They I'm sure they did not expect the Montgomery boys boycott to last over a year. I'm
No.
sure they thought, okay, well, no one's walking for 5 miles every day.
And it was the misconception that Black people don't have this much of an effect on this transit
I don't
system.
know when they're gonna learn, girl. I hope they get it quick, and I hope that this strike ends quickly. First of all, for the people, so they can get back to work and make their money, and also the people that are affected, of course, by the trains as well. Just give the people what they want. It's never
Yeah.
like they even want anything crazy. The requests be so regular.
It was like
No one's
$200.
asking for Pizza Friday every Friday with a personal chef and a refrigerator stocked with only the best brand name. Girl, I'm asking for a livable wage and safety, the
Okay.
barest minimum. Give people what they
From a
want.
job.
Hello, which is what it's supposed to do. Speaking of safety and what it's supposed to do, the what was it? The largest antebellum mansion in the U.S. burns down. When was that? A couple days ago
Yeah, like 2 days ago.
in Louisiana, and the clips were honestly beautiful. I
Yeah.
loved it. They were so cinematic, so good. First of all, Jaden, could you imagine having a white friend and then being like, good news, Gregory and I are getting married this weekend and you're invited. It's going to be at a plantation in the South. I'm not going.
At
And I'm
all.
wishing you not well on your marriage because it's starting off terribly.
Yes.
Why would you do that? And I think I saw a tweet about it because I never even thought about it in the context of other like traumatic historical sites. Because in my mind, I'm like, it being a plantation is enough for me to be like, that's weird or that's inappropriate. But I'm like, yeah, you're right. People would never host a happy, jovial event like a Holocaust
I would say
concentration camp.
Auschwitz, it has not turned
You would
into
never do that.
a
Like
wedding
you
ceremonial
wouldn't
place.
even be like consider it. You
No.
would not even entertain the idea for a second. Not even as a joke. So the fact that this is like a thing, like it's like beautiful, is just bizarro. I'm really glad that the plantation burned down. They're saying that the what's the inciting incident or whatever, the cause of the fire is still under investigation. I mean, I think we all know what it was or who it
Right.
was or what girl.
I
Yeah.
saw um I saw a tweet where it was the guy was posing like just a general question of like, is this, how do I say it? Like we're praising this for one reason, which is very valid, and like this is a plantation. It's a plantation turned this like I like that is enough to have it burned to the ground. But
quickly.
slash and what does it say to not have this historical record of like this physical historical record and manifestation of the atrocities that have been here, especially in times where rewritings are happening. Like America doesn't treat plantations as what they should be, like the way we would
Hmm.
treat like
Hmm.
a what's a concentration camp. You know, like the way the world treats certain things. America doesn't treat plantations that way. They treat them as venues for drag bingo.
Yeah.
Like and it's one thing to one now lose an artifact of history that should have been like, you know, this space should be more research if anything, and you turn into a research hub of like what was going on here, what was, you know, and it should become a museum of some sort. But also like it also should be burned down. Like the whole thing should be like the other statement or the other like reclamation of history or retelling of that history needs to be its entire being burnt down and
Yeah.
disseminated, because to burn down one and leave the rest, like why are we
Not
picking and
valid.
choosing?
Yeah.
Like because then we also can talk about the White House as its own plantation, or like we can talk about like there's so many different there's so
That one
many
can go.
plantations. Which
Yeah.
one to say?
I said that one can go as well.
Very much so. It was on fire,
I was
and
gonna
it's
think it already did that.
we need to
Why
bring
would we
that
do
back.
it again? Hello?
Which is interesting to me, like how yes we're celebrating this thing because it is we're celebrating of this like downfall of a plantation, like what the largest the largest antebellum mansion is the way we're even talking about it, you know, let alone it being like the space for Django Unchained, and
Django bingo.
literally Django Bingo hosted by Trixie Mattel, um by Trixie
Literally.
Antebellum, like please,
Hello? I'm
um
screaming.
by Antebellum, that's a good drag name.
Yeah.
um
Inappropriate, but it's really good.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah,
And
yeah.
she definitely hosts. Yeah.
And she definitely hosted it now, and she's southern and she's full white racist, like and
For sure.
owns
But
it.
her granddad is a quarter black.
Child. And that was through, never mind.
Yep.
But in general, like it's just interesting how spaces where Black trauma exists aren't reserved for like a re-education about like these harmful things, because it's just not
Yeah.
respected as something people have been through, or like you know, anti-blackness is global. So it's like the plights of Black people and the true struggles of Black people. Like people could talk about killing each other or all this other stuff where people are dealing with now, but not the several hundred years of enslavement that people were forced to go through, and like it's just the whole thing. But I just want your like thoughts on it, like burning
I,
down versus like treating them more like historical spaces of,
landmarks.
yeah.
I think it's tricky because we Trixie. I think it's tricky because we live in a society, LOL, that you're right, does not. It's not like if this space didn't exist, there would be a teaching of this specific plantation. Like it's not like because without it, there's so many dozens that have that are like museums that otherwise you're not going to learn about in school. It's not like if you don't go there, you're going to hear about it. You're not going to hear about it unless you go there. So I'm kind of in two minds about it in that way. I think keeping the building there, I'm also in two minds about because I'm like, yeah, no, burn them down. Actually, you know what? I'm kind of in one mind about it. I think that the whole plantation, the whole thing, just let it return to its natural form. Let them trees grow, let that grass go, give it back to nature. Like just make it back to a forest. Whatever it was before, just do that because no, I'm not going over there. I'm not spending the night. I'm not hanging out. You're gonna go to that forest. It's giving enchanted, it's giving spooky, it's giving like, oh, like you can feel the energy when you go. Have you ever been to a plantation, like museum?
No.
I've not either. I've not. I'll just hear everyone else's stories and believe what they say about it and just read because I don't want to.
I
No,
want to feel that.
um, I don't want to feel that. So I think that yeah, go ahead and let them. Even okay, I'm not saying let them burn, but I'm gonna say stop sending the landscapers over there to keep it cute. That's fine.
Like literally, I think giving back to nature is a great point, and I also think letting the members of the family that
True.
made it be around, you know, like
True.
let it become a reparations thing of what do y'all
Yeah.
think we should do with this?
Hmm.
Because even to think about when slavery became abolished, quote unquote, um, them giving reparations to slave owners,
Makes zero sense.
like
Zero sense.
not the people who were used for labor
Hello?
and giving labor, like labor
Lives.
in all with the asterisk, like in all its forms.
Yeah. Like, ki- it, reparations is such an interesting, like conversation. Not to pivot, because it's like some people will argue like it's impossible. Like, how could we even organize something like this? But it's already been done. Like,
Yeah,
several other groups have already received reparations.
yes, but
And then about who will get it, I'm like,
if
that's
they
easy.
give reparations to Black people, this whole thing will be done. Like the the debt that they owe is literally the country, like the state that they've built. So the fact that like they know if
Yeah.
they were to actually give a reparation out to all the people affected under slavery and like the offspring of that, it will be so many people. Like they would literally
Yeah.
have to shut down the entire entity as a whole
Yeah. So
and
many.
scurry back to their European places.
That could be fine too.
I'm down with that. No shade.
I
But
love
where
it
do we go?
actually.
We have to start on it because
I mean, we could
we
stay here because we built it. We built this
right
city.
are technically.
Technically, yeah. What other Lee is
I'm
there?
like, but we didn't have a say. Like we didn't build it, but
No, no.
we were tools used to build.
Yeah. Well, we built it.
Well, yes, I don't take ownership of
I'll take it. Thank you. I'll take its portion. Thank you.
it. Right.
Um, yeah,
These
it's
five blocks, including the Dunkin' Donuts.
no. Hello, give my
I'm
50. Give my
I'm
50
taking the
munch.
Dunkin' Donuts and I will be reworking that. Everyone in here has to go.
Correct. You know, it's kind of similar. If we could do the same energy, different intention of what's it called, Central Park, where you're taking a full neighborhood, burning it, a black neighborhood, burning it down and creating this beautiful like park. Let's do that, except just let it do what it does. Like literally pandemic vibes, lockdown, bison in the street level, leave it
Right,
alone.
right.
I don't want, no, let that paint chip. Cause who's redoing the paint and are they getting paid what they should to be repainting a plantation house? No. No. And are they white? No. Actually, they might be. I don't know. But no, we don't want it. The fact that plantations, you know what? It's actually crazy. The fact that plantations are so like, or what the ones that are museums are like maintained so well that if it weren't for the fact that we know buildings built today are built so cheap and raggedy and rushed, other than that, the way that it looks, it's giving brand new. The fact that they're kept so well, but then buildings that we actually need and use and like streets, libraries, post, all these things are not given the same treatment is like, okay, even if you're a racist, like you kind of would want the places that you frequent way more often than Joanne and Douglas's wedding venue, you would want them to be maintained in the same way. Like it's kind of why
Right.
I would be like, wait, why are my tax dollars going to maintaining this, girl? And wouldn't it be much more like meaningful for as a museum for it to just like be a different experience every decade that you go to this? It's, oh, the building when I came back in the 70s, it looked much different and now there's a tree growing up in the middle of the floor. Like it's really going back to nature. You know what? Oh, just another random fact, not random, but a fact about that plantation that the guy who owned it had 155 slaves. And there are, I said it before, overnight rooms, but there are 40 of them. Could you imagine 40 people there? Because the fact that you have 40 means that at any given time, at least 40 different guests have been staying at this place at the same time.
Yeah,
That is crazy to me. Like, why would you even want to stay there? Especially as a white person. Baby, whatever spirits lurk there, they're on that neck.
they don't. They don't. But I think you are looking at it through a black person's lens. Black people in like spirituality is like so ingrained to where like our and I would say most people of color in general have like
Hmm.
a, a spirituality about like land and ancestry, and like we understand that, and there are places in Europe where that happens as well. But as far as the white folks of today that we talking about, they will stand on graves. Like they do not care.
Dancing.
And remember, I did a shoot a little while years ago. It was probably like 3 years at this point, and it was like at a gravesite, and I was like, I'm not about to be. Then I saw it was like John Wilcox from
Uh,
1837. I said, oh, I'll march
please.
on this. Like I don't care about this actually, but it's like, especially New Jersey, like one of the last places to like free their slaves, or like they fought to not have to, like whatever. Um,
New Jersey.
but it's just like as people of color, but more specifically Black people,
Black,
um,
please.
we have this relationship to ancestry. We have a relationship to like nature and a natural spirituality that like we there's such a respect, and we can't do certain things
Irreverent.
because
Yeah.
a reverence. Like I wouldn't imagine going to a plantation because I we talk about the feeling of it. You know, like even though it's grass, trees, sunlight, building, like it's all this different makings of where we live now. Like there's a spirituality and like a presence there that we know exists because we know what happened there. So it's like we wouldn't want to go because we it's about feeling for us. We know that like that would not feel good to be in that place
Mm.
where our lineage's trauma is like held. So I just think it's interesting, like even when we talk about like I don't even know how they could do that, but it's like they don't see it as that. They don't see it
You know
as
what?
a place that holds spiritual history. They see it as grass and trees
Hello. And a
and a
beautiful
house with 40 rooms in it, and it
Southern
holds
vintage aesthetic. Yeah.
literally. And it's like, oh,
You know
okay,
what, Jaden? I'm gonna add to it. I don't even think it's appropriate to shoot movies, slave movies on
no,
plantations.
you
I
could have
don't even
stopped
think
it.
that's
You could have
slave
stopped
movies.
it at slave movies. So some of y'all needs to let it go. And I'm looking at you, Quentin Tarantino. I'm looking at a few of y'all.
There's a couple of them. Yeah, I'm like the actors always talk about, and when you walked into the set, you could just feel, baby. The feeling wasn't support. The ancestors were not sending you
Wait,
support and energy and good vibes
what,
to perform well.
what did they say about Quentin Tarantino when he was? That's who did Django, right?
Hmm. Yeah.
It was like uh Jamie Foxx, he walked out with some voice that he was doing, like he had practiced it for Django's part. And he was like, cut. He was like, Jamie, you're a slave. Like he is yelling at this black man that like you're a slave. You would not be talking like that. You would not be sounding like that. You are a slave. Like this is what you would be sounding like. And it's like, in what context is this okay? Like in what context is this
So
white man
inappropriate.
telling this black man like you're a
You're
slave and this is
directing
what you would be
me.
sounding like?
Tell me
How to be
more.
a slave?
Do it. Demonstrate.
Demonstrate.
It's just
Show me.
it's
Show
just
me.
inappropriate. Show me. I'll get behind the camera, you get in front of it. It's just inappropriate. It's inappropriate. But speaking of Louisiana, since we're on this Louisiana plantation, 10 or 11, I can't the stories the story news outlets, they keep giving me conflicting numbers, but 10 or 11 inmates have escaped from a prison in Louisiana. Three of them have been recaptured. And they're suspecting that it was like an inside job. Um, I don't know what's in the air over in Louisiana. Very interesting to me. The fact that I'm learning as we get older, we learn that these places that are supposed to be, or like socially viewed as like difficult to escape or difficult to storm are actually so easy. And
Yeah,
the only thing stopping the people from doing it is just like the idea of it being difficult, which kind of
yeah,
can preach about what we're capable of as a community and when we work together, and what we can accomplish, strike vibes. But like storming the Capitol, for example, extremely easy, like
extremely.
beyond easy, so easy. Escaping prison, clearly easy. The fact that you can still escape prison so easily in 2025 is actually like, okay, girl. I'm not saying
But
put any
it's
more money into making it difficult, but like,
no,
come on
but
now,
still, and
y'all
it's
doing
the
anything?
barrier to entry. Like it's the folklore is so strong that no one attempts it because they think it's
Just the
like this
idea of
this
it.
super challenging thing to do, and it's like actually take that spork, hit that wall,
Hello,
it'll be out in the next 3 months. Like
it's a
just
brittle
it's
wall.
about persistence and perseverance, and
Yeah,
um, I just very proud of them. I don't know what they did. I don't care to look into what they did because I think more of this. Speaking of spiritual place, like Louisiana is very like. Have you been? Have you been to New Orleans?
no,
I don't know
no.
if it's in New Orleans, of course, but yes, it
Uh,
was. The
yes, this was
I
in New
mean,
Orleans. The
yeah,
plantation was not in New
the
Orleans.
plantation
Yeah,
was not, but the
yeah.
inmate escaping was. They're escaping. New Orleans is also a very like not even in like the voodoo and conversation about that portion, like in general, like when you're there, there's a presence there, and I just love the fact that like making up my own story of them being guided out of that person, like as you should,
I mean, to some degree, for sure, they had to have been.
absolutely,
Yeah. I also don't know what they did. I also don't really want to look into it because then I might have to change my positioning.
yeah,
But yeah, like something is happening. I hate to be that person, but there's something. A tide is shifting. This
oh,
plantation burning
absolutely.
down on like with no real rhyme or reason. What's next? What
Oh,
is
it's, things
next?
things are going to keep happening, like I'm an astrology girl now, but like there was one transit that
Now,
shifted Pluto and Aquarius. I think that's the one. It shifted it to like because it wasn't Capricorn. Capricorn's about
mm,
like
mm.
ego, fame, like big things, whatever. Aquarius is about like collective community.
Oh, thank goodness.
The last time this transit happened was like the French Revolution, I want to say, or
Ooh,
I think the like revolutions have happened under this transit. So like how things are building, it's going to go down.
good, good, and I hope that it ends with or it like gets us to true liberation for Palestinians, and it ends with the abolishment of Israel.
Well, yes,
I can get rid
and
of that
several
one.
other state functions that the tide has turned on, like the U.S.,
Yeah,
like Britain, like England, like France, like Spain.
yeah.
We're watching. Like everyone's starting to turn on them.
Roc
Even like
Nation.
India right now, like the UAE, like Dubai, like oh mama, y'all all shall burn. Like for what y'all are currently doing, what y'all have done. Um, and it's funny because in history of fashion, the course I just took, we talk about my professor asked like, do you think America can become a forgotten country? And I was like, absolutely,
I hope so.
like easily, because you think of Egypt, which has been around thousands of years, like centuries, versus like America,
So
where
young, a baby.
you're the baby of them all. So like we could forget about you. And there's several
Mhm.
other places who have contributed to fashion because that's how I learned it. But like there are several other places that we as society don't know, don't talk about, or don't recognize because they only
Yeah,
lasted 1,000 years. Like versus these
which is
other entities who have
still
little less, which is still a very long time,
five
and
times
have
longer than us. Yeah.
exactly. So it's like it's just interesting that we're living in a place that in 2,000 years or 1,000,000 years, people be like, "Girl, we don't even know what that. I don't know who this man is. Like, I have no
Who
idea
is
what you're
that?
talking about."
What do they contribute? Who are they?
They'll be watching this video though.
Hello, stand the test of time, and this won't make any sense. What are they talking about? Um, yeah, so to your point about like the tides shifting and Aquarius being about community, these prisoners escaping really just speaks to what you can accomplish when you work together instead of
Yeah.
against each other, which they know, we know who the greater they is, which is why they have created this idea of like individuality in like this individualistic society we live
Yes.
in
This is
because
why
they
you have
know
AI
how
friends.
powerful, which is like
This is why you're
bookmark
going
it.
to
I can't
ChatGPT.
even get into it. I can't even get into AI therapy. Like, girl, are you, I'm not going to ask the question because I know the answer. Um, just foolishness. Speaking of foolishness, and I'm not talking about the trial because I'm not following along with enough to have, well, I have my opinions. I don't need to know many details, but Pete Diddy's on trial for sex trafficking, I believe,
Hmm.
right?
Because
Whatever. That,
it was so egregious that they can't just leave it at like assault, rape, and these other things. It has to be
yeah,
pushed to trafficking because of how organized and like the scale of
intentional.
it.
Yeah, which is like a lot, which is like too much to even consider. But then the fact that there are people that still joke about, laugh about, minimize, and like support is wild to me. The music is not that good. I can't think of any artist's music where if I found out they were like the leader of some thing like this, that I'd be like, it's time for us to separate. It's not. I'm not really a fan of the separation of art versus artist for things
No,
like that because I don't need to listen to bad boy records that bad. I don't. Actually, do I even
no.
to this day? No. I don't care. I don't care
My
about it.
my biggest issue with him is he's touched everyone else's discography. Like I think
I
that's bothers me the most
know.
because it's always a featuring him, and I
I
think that's
know.
different from listening to his projects. Like
I don't
someone
think
being
I've ever
featured
listened
on
to a
a
song
song.
that's his. I
Yeah,
couldn't even
no,
name one.
he got the whole album like last year or 2 years ago, and
Oh,
everyone's
did
like,
he?
"I'm listening." I'm like, "We were."
Oh, I didn't
It
hear
was
it.
already coming out that he was about to be arrested. Like, why are we
What?
sitting here
I
playing
didn't even
like
hear about this. His music. Why
child?
are you
And
playing his
everyone said
music
it
and why
was
are you
good.
playing?
Everyone said it was so good. I'm
It
like,
might have been, but why do you know that? Why are you
okay,
listening? People, it's a
but
bad week for abusive actually it's a good week for abusive men because their supporters are coming out the woodwork, baby. I ain't know there were so many of y'all. I mean, I did a little bit, but like, oh my gosh, the girls are just
especially the
making
last
up
one.
support for people.
Especially the last one. The last one, he's
Well, the
literally
last one
about
we
to
knew,
start his tour.
Chris Brown, and the fact that I'm like, yeah, don't get them no refunds. Chris Brown arrested after posting free Tory, who was allegedly stabbed in prison, and I don't even know what DDG is. I don't even know this man pre his relationship with Hallie. I'm like, who is this man? Like, how did you even get in close contact with her? How you're nobody. Why? Anyway, great week for man abusers, abuse sympathizers. You can find great community this week because they are
Hmm.
all over the internet, very loud, like your boy Drake. You don't even listen to this man's music. You don't even work with this man. You're talking about free Tory. Oh my gosh. But you know what? Pro of the situation, it makes it so much easier to separate people you don't want to associate with. Just ask like these litmus tests of like character, quickly asking them how they feel about something. Do you support this? Oh, you're done. Easy.
Right, you're out. Thank
It used
you.
to be like something smaller. It used to just be like, oh, what do you think about Beyonce? What do you think about? I used to say like, oh, what do you think about Chloe or
Yeah.
Lizzo? But now the list is so long, and you can sneak it into the food a little better. It's
Yeah.
easier. You can sneak it in, little crumb.
And I think when you start with these ones, you can get the big ones out the way. Like you kind of work your
Mm.
way down. So it's like, oh, how do you feel about so and so? How do you feel about Diddy? And it's like, Diddy, and it's like chop. But then some people are like, oh no, he did it. But then you get down to like, okay, how do you feel about Lizzo? And it's like,
It's
well,
granular.
and it's like
Yeah, yeah.
chop.
You're
And
done.
it's
You're
like, well,
done.
how do you feel about like you get to
Yeah,
work your way down the pipe.
yeah, yeah. Because like like the people can pass the first test, like the big test, where it's like, how do you feel about sex trafficking? Come on now,
Right.
terribly is I do not support. But then it's like, I mean, she shouldn't be dancing like that on stage. Like she shouldn't be talking about what she does and how she likes it because we don't want to hear. Okay, next, boo. Because the men you listen to talk about way worse stuff, girl.
Way worse.
Way worse stuff, and it's not even about their own body, which is worse, even worse. Talking about what you want for yourself in your own body, what you can control in your own body is much better than talking about what you're going to do to somebody else's body. No mention of if they want this thing or not, whatever. I can't even get into it right now because the girls do not want to hear it. They want to be on the internet sympathizing with these abusers. You'll never make an abuser sympathizer out of me, baby. I don't care. Guilty until proven innocent. I don't care. I would rather be wrong about it. I would so much rather be wrong about it.
Every time.
Oops, I'm sorry. I thought you really did it. Okay. You didn't? Can you blame me? So, shout out to them. Everybody who's a sympathizer will get unfollowed easily. Oh, Lordy,
Make
thank
sure
you.
next time I had to take it or leave it, but I
Oh,
will put it in for next time because I cannot remember the details from it as of right now.
okay. Well, will you remember to get the details to talk about it next time?
Uh,
Where's
I'll
my
try
Where's my
it.
pen? Can't find a pen. Can't find notebook. Can't find nothing. Write it down somewhere, please. I know you have 3 notebooks within arm's reach, at least. At least.
And sticky.
Hello. While you're doing that, um, he mentioned take it or leave it. If you have a question that you want answers to, you need advice, you have a story you want our opinions on, let us know. Send us an email at challanywaypod@gmail.com or, hit us up on any of the other social media platforms. It's fun to get emails, so I don't know. Send it there. Could be fun. And you can write, there's no character limit on emails as well.
No.
Yeah. And so that's that. The next thing, thank me later. This is where Jaden and I are like, ooh, this is the thing that we're listening to, that we're engaging with, that you should too. If you already are, then you're ahead of the curve, I guess, or maybe we're behind. I don't know. But either way, here it is. I'll start. The first one, this is not even like a deep cut at all, girl. This is very much going with the wave, but I just want everyone to know how I felt about it. Forever on Netflix, yes. Yes. Just renewed for second season, yes. I need it. I need it again.
Yes.
Am I gonna rewatch it?
No.
I don't think so. I already know what happens. I didn't. There was just too much discomfort in it for me to feel comfort in watching it again because it just was too nostalgic. Like, oof, I'm uncomfortable. But it was good. The
It
discomfort
was
was
good,
good because it was real.
but it was cringy. And I think people need to start being honest about the cringe factors
But it's
earlier
supposed to be
on.
cringy. They're teenagers in 2017.
They're teenagers in 2017. Yes, it's super cringy, guys. Like I still want you to watch it,
You're like, it's
but
so
I
cringe,
want
guys.
you to
Don't watch.
watch it. But just know you're going to cringe every once in a while. Like someone, I was talking to someone else about it, and like I tried, but it was too corny for me. I'm like, it is, and I'm trying to be honest about it
Pushing
being
through, yeah.
having corny parts of it, but it's also I think the story itself and like the relationships and the writing is so well done that it's like not necessarily the script writing,
It's so
horror.
well made, though. It looks great. It looks
It
great.
looks first of all, it looks fantastic, but
Yeah.
the actual development of the characters, I think, is strong. That's what, like each character, I feel is very fully realized, and their relationships to each other is very fully realized. The writing itself of like what people are saying is where the corniness can kind of like shut up, please shut up, please shut up, please shut up. But if they're also in high school, they're young. How are you talking in high school to other people? Like
And that's what I
they're
like.
very
That's
corny.
real. When it's not corny, it's like, this is not realistic.
This is not realistic because why are y'all so like mature and appropriate? Like
Yeah.
when you're younger, you say I love you after 2 weeks. Like that's just how it goes.
Yeah. It's fine. It's fine. We love it. We support it. It's real. I love it. And it's black.
And it
I
was
can't be
kind
mad
of
about that.
and it was awkward, but like effectively awkward. Like there was times where it
Yeah.
felt awkward, but it's like it's supposed to feel awkward because like they're high schoolers. Like
Yeah.
adults feel awkward in like these early new relationships. So like even there was this point, this is not a spoiler, but uh he said like when's the next time I'm gonna see you? And she FaceTimes him.
Mm.
Like that's awkward, and but that
That
happens.
was
Like that happens
cute. That was
all the
cute.
time. It pissed me off because don't call me. I meant next time I'm going to go out and see you. But you know how I feel about that
He's
girl.
strict. He's strict.
You know how I feel about that girl. I do not
Yeah.
like her.
No, definitely schedule it for me. But I thought it was so cute. Hello, I'm going to bed. I just did my nighttime routine. I'm
Okay, I'm going to bed.
unwinding, girl. Please. Or I'm still doing my routine and you're messing it up. Anyway, so go ahead and watch that on Netflix if you have Netflix. If not, go to the next one, which is an album by Duran Bernard called Bloom. It just came out a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago. I'm not sure, but it's really good. Like it has
First of all,
so many
longer.
influences on it. Longer than a couple months?
Yes.
That can't be true. Meanwhile, it came out yesterday. Let me see. It just is so. Wait,
February
why do I
18th.
only have a couple months? Thank you, Queen. Thank you. It just is really good. It feels very nostalgic. It feels fresh. It feels new. I really enjoyed it. I really enjoyed it. Side note, I don't know how people are on public transportation with these cheap headphones, listening to music and actually being able to enjoy or hear the music. I'm like, I have to have on noise canceling over ear headphones to hear anything. How are you sitting here with these Five Below headphones? And this is not shade. This is a genuine question. And you're rapping along and you're singing along. I know you could only hear yourself rapping along. You
They
cannot hear the
because
music.
they can hear the beat and they can hear the voice, but I think for people who like the intricacies of sound and songs, they need quality headphones. Like there's nothing like having my AirPods in, which they're not even that great. But like or honestly being in the car because the car is like set up. Well, the
Yeah.
phone is set up. I could listen to it on the iPod, but the phone is set up to where like it's especially Apple Music, the spatial audio thing, it puts
Yes.
the different parts in the car differently. So like
Different
I'll
part.
hear like backgrounds on the right side of the car. And I'm like, oh my god,
Yes.
she's making
Yes.
it. Like, it's like, oh my
Yes.
god, I never heard that ad before, but it's like I've only ever listened out loud on my speaker, or which sometimes that hits too.
I love a
If you
speaker.
want to hear more sounds, turn the volume down. That's my rule.
Hmm.
Like if you ever want to hear more of the background portions, lower that volume because everything
Hmm.
becomes a little more like leveled up in the
Hmm.
back, and you'll start hearing like. And I'm always like, especially if you're like this, when you put the phone to your ear like this, turn it down, and you'll hear the backgrounds.
Yeah, it's gonna sound terrible, because the speaker on the phone is terrible. But yeah, I on the train, I'm not turning anything down. But
No,
in real life, with the
I'm saying I don't want
speaker,
to hear the
yes, for
rail.
sure.
I don't want to hear the silver. I
That's
mean,
all you're
the
only
metal
hearing the
clanking.
screech.
I don't want it.
Yeah, and you're gonna hear this man standing next to you singing his music, of course. It's terrible. Speaking of things to listen to, another thing, podcast. Shout out to Jaden for this. Whatever. Thank him in advance, I
Like
guess.
I want to make sure I get my
Thanks now.
ping.
Uh Podcast, Reliving Single podcast with the two women from Living Single, Eric Alexander and Kim Fields. It's so good. It's like they're rewatching it, giving us insight behind the scenes. It's
Kim Coles.
Coles, Kim Coles. Yeah, Kim Coles. Coles. Okay. Expert here. Well, Kim Fields was just on the episode I just watched. That's why
That's what I'm
she's
saying.
fresh
Like
in
I
my
know
brain.
she's on the
Yeah,
last
yeah.
episode I
She was
watched.
on the show as well. It's too many Kims, too many Kims. But Kim and them. It's really good. I don't know how often the episodes come out because every time I get on YouTube, there's like a new one. I'm not sure. So that's that. The next thing is candles. I'm sure everyone knows, well, maybe not, but candles, traditional candles that you get in the store, full of toxins, not good for you to be breathing in, not good for you to be burning because of the chemicals they use. They're using like synthetic fragrances and things like that. Not good. Candles that are good, small businesses, locally made, best ingredients. The ones I'm using, of course, Beyond Bubbles. Check out beyond-bubbles.com to get your candles because I love the burn. I would like for the owner to give me more candles. Maybe me talking about it on this podcast will encourage her to give me more candles to try
Just us. I'm like
for
to
free.
send
Oh,
out
oh,
care
oh.
packages of candles.
literally, literally. And you get a free ad on the show, baby. Just send me some stuff. But yeah, I love it because I'm like, I don't want to be doing all these night care routines, drinking water, eating good, exercising, all for it to be in vain because I'm burning toxic candles in my room.
Right.
So just something to check out and consider. And that's all for me.
I'm like, maybe I'm more, but that's all me.
It's
Uh
you. Mhm.
so I'm going to circle back to my first thing and my moment of the week.
Mhm.
Nighttime routines. Like even outside of just the skincare routine, developing a little routine to wind down will help with your like sleeping. Even though I don't necessarily have one either, but we're working. We're all working on it. Like we're all working
Yeah.
to better ourselves. Like
Hmm.
my nighttime routine when I've had one has been like wash face, brush teeth, uh, and I'll like sit on the floor in my room
Hmm.
and like rub on my dog while I read a book,
That's so
and like that
sweet.
helps me like wind down, get ready for bed. And so I know once I do my first nod while I'm reading that book, shut that book, slide to that bed, you know, like
Lights
slide to
out.
that bed, turn that light off, and then like try to avoid any phone contact for the rest of the night.
That's
Um,
amazing.
or keep reading in bed because you know, like you could doze off and then when you relocate, it's like now
You're wide awake.
you're wide awake.
Yeah.
So it's like go reading some more of whatever you were reading in bed. Um, journaling. Some people like to do like to end their days with, you know, finding ways to release what's in your brain and also like develop it while keeping distractions away, like a
Yeah.
phone, like text messages, like other people.
Yeah.
Um, so like really develop a nighttime routine and make sure you're doing your skincare at night as well. So important, especially if you wear sunscreen. I'm a sunscreen every day kind of person. If you're
You
wearing
have to be.
sunscreen every day, you need to be washing that off your face.
Yeah.
Um, I'm also talking to me when I say that.
And I'm sorry to add this, and your teeth routine as well, because as someone who's recently started paying for my own dental care, baby, don't play. Get in
I
between in pieces.
floss, tongue scrape, uh,
Mouthwash.
mouthwash, and then brush. Let the brushing be last, so you don't get rid of like the fluoride or whatever from the toothpaste on your teeth.
Hmm.
Like that is
Hmm.
staying on your teeth for longer. Um, and it's something about waking up. Even like your breath does shift from the sleep. You still feel like you have a clean mouth.
Yeah, yeah, it feels cleaner definitely than the going to bed with the freaking hot dogs and beer that you just ate on the night before. So, oh,
The vegetarians judging everyone out. Like, please leave
direct
this alone.
hit. Whoa, that was kind of crazy. No,
Um,
they're impossible hot dogs. What's the problem? They have
okay.
those
Please, if
carrots.
you come to an event with an Impossible hot dog, you're getting sent out.
I'm bringing
Like
my own. Don't even worry about it.
we had something the other day, and I was like, "Can we get turkey burgers? Like, I'll pay for the turkey burgers, whatever." And we got them. I was like, and like a turkey hot dog. They was like, "A what?" They was
And now
like, "You're dragging it." They're like, "You're
you're too
dragging
far.
it now." And I'm like, "Okay,
The
I
turkey
guess."
hot dog girl, you just made that up. You definitely just made up a turkey hot dog. Like you
I
made that
definitely was like,
yourself.
I kind of just made that up, but it's kind of cute.
I, girl, chicken, and that's as far as we'll take it.
Right, right.
Please.
Um. Anyway, because I don't know where I was going. Also, end up on a rooftop this summer. That's all I'm saying. I've been on two so far, and everything
I
has
know,
been
I've
good.
seen. Yes, you're living
I've
your
been on two
best
so far.
life. Yeah.
Um, next, Thank Me Later, 13 Months of Sunshine by Amine. Everyone thinks it's anime, but that's their dyslexia drunk right now because it's definitely an M, I, and then an N. So Amine, 13 Months of Sunshine. I listened to all his projects in like time as they've come out. This is my favorite so far. Like this
Hmm.
was a great album. It's
Hmm.
perfect for the time period, like for summer, for like
There you
open your
go.
windows, letting the air come
Hmm.
through, getting a fresh air into your place, and have this blasting out the windows. Fantastic. And it's
Yeah.
even Azealia Banks like that. And I think that should tell you everything you need to know.
Wow.
Because she was like, I love this boyfriend rap. Like he's kind of taking this. Like we always need like a boyfriend rapper on the scene, like and he's carrying it
Yes.
so well. And when I tell you, it's good. Like it's fun, dance music through it. Like it's a good time.
48 minutes, easy.
Easy, cute. Um, on another end of the spectrum, we have Lethal by Rico
Right.
Nasty. Somewhat, and this is like I have an Aries Sun, Moon, and Rising of albums right now. I mean, Sun, Moon, Rising. I said Aries Sun.
It's like I was like, whoa, 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 that's too much.
No, sorry.
Jeez.
My Sun is Lethal by Rico Nasty. That Aries like chaotic energy.
That makes
That's
sense.
this. Lethal is so good. It's very like rock rap, but it's just fun. Like she has a song called "Eat Me," and that's like my like when you want
Oh,
to feel
Lethal
it.
is
When you
the album.
yeah, it's an album.
Okay.
It's not long as well. Like a lot of the songs is only like 2 some minutes, whatever.
Oh,
But it's
that's not
enough
even.
songs where it makes like a good little body of work.
Oh,
Um,
wait.
Definitely if you're like soft punk girl like me, or like you
Yeah,
like a little rock
34
moment,
minutes.
or if
Yeah.
you like 3 6 Mafia, like I live for yelling and raging, but I also live for
Mm-hmm.
like indie rock at times. And she
Mm.
has like a good like range of music on there. That's my sun in Aries. My moon in Cancer is Sincerely by Kali
Mhm.
Uchis. Beautiful music, like
I like her
soft,
music. Yeah.
delicate. Have you listened?
Not to this project, but other projects.
The
Yeah.
other projects, her last two projects
Mm.
have been really good, but like this one
Yeah.
is just very like soft, beautiful, like dreamy. Play like I like to give a scenario for where you should be, but like this is like good for while you're journaling, while you're writing down for nighttime, while you're doing work, like having this on or
Hmm.
reading a book, whatever. Like it's not too distracting, but some of the songs really do bang, so you gotta be careful. Um, and as for my Leo rising, Fancy That by Pink Panthers. I just need
She's
like
fun.
I just need the
She's
poppiness,
fun.
the center of attention, the very fun. All these can be added. Like there's songs from all these projects that can be added to like your summer playlist for the season. Like it can grow. Fancy That is of course more dance, more poppy. Uh, I'm trying to think of songs that are on there. She's had
Oh
some
well.
singles that were good, and then there's some other tracks on there. Go listen, go listen, go listen, go listen, go stream everything. Um,
Yeah, this is
my
fun.
last one is the
21
other one.
minutes.
It's long. She doesn't like long songs. She
I
was like,
saw that I saw an interview where she talked about that.
she was
Yeah.
like, I don't think. She was like, this person, I listen to 40 minutes of them singing. She was like, but me, my voice is like higher, like it's pitched up, it's whatever. I don't want to listen to that for 5 minutes every
That's
song.
so real.
Like,
Girl. Don't nobody want to hear that. She's real
don't
for
know
that.
to hear all that right now. And it's like, and what someone commented was like, y'all are acting like the package of song isn't perfection. Like, it's not like she's leaving you wanting more. She's
Yeah.
packing these songs with like moments in each section of the song, and it's
Yeah.
like by the time you're done, you felt like you've been sitting there for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Um. Anyway, Fancy That by Pink Panthers, and then my last thing, I have been rewatching shows. As you know, I cut off Scandal because I just couldn't take that. But
Good.
and after in between watching Forever because it was a little more sappy and like romantic and like lovey and whatever, and that's not my realm. That's not where I like to stay. I like
Fair. Fair.
my Venus is not no lovey sign. It's a very like okay. Uh, I have also been watching Avatar: The Last Airbender, and I have watched it several times throughout my life, but every time I just love watching it, and I watch it like it's the first time, and I'm in it. And the story here is truly like I think people should be watching it right now
Where are you
because
streaming it?
Netflix.
Okay. Okay.
If you're watching it right now, you're seeing correlations to the fascism we're experiencing because like the
Ooh.
Fire Lord and like all this and
Yeah.
coups and things. Like there's so much that's going on. It's like, oh, if you could root for Aang and the gang, you should be rooting for Palestinians. You know, like
I should
it's like
watch
there's
the show to
immediate
completion.
correlations to like
Yeah.
the life we're seeing and happening in real time. Highly recommend. It's 3 seasons. The episodes they were on Nickelodeon, so the episodes are not long at
Short.
all. It's probably like
Yeah.
20 minutes, if anything.
Yeah.
Um, and there's certain episodes that I as an adult am watching. I'm like, these episodes aren't necessarily important to the overall grand scheme plot, but they do so much story wise. And just being interested in stories and films and movies and whatnot,
Yeah.
always down to like, dive into that from a different angle.
Yeah.
So highly recommend. Um yeah. Do you have anything else?
No, I mean I need to watch. I've never seen the show in completion. Just here and there's when it was on TV. So maybe I'll give it a watch. I wish it
You
wasn't on
should.
Netflix because when you're sharing Netflix, the ability for you to just hop on and start watching gets a little choppy, you
Yeah.
know. So I would like a streamer that I can binge on, but that's neither here nor there. But I'm trying to have to check this out. I'm gonna have to check this out. Yeah.
Yeah, you should. Um so that's everything. This has been ciao anyway.
You can listen to Ciao anyway, wherever you get your podcasts.
We're dropping new episodes, especially because it's the summertime and we have the time.
You just said you were on the roof.
For now.
You don't have no time. You're outside. Anyway, like, share, subscribe to what we already have. Go back and rate and review what we already have.
Yeah. Go watch Forever on Netflix and Avatar: The Last Airbender. So you can watch Forever, but you can't watch Avatar the night.
Baby,
And then also watch
8 episodes,
Yes,
one a day.
Avatar: The Last Airbender. Both on Netflix. Go watch the Reliving Single podcast over on YouTube. I don't know if they're on other platforms, but I don't care. I say go watch it physically while like viewing them watch it. Like don't watch it anyway.
Yeah.
Are there ads on there? Sorry,
that was on YouTube. Yeah, on their podcast. No.
Okay. Like the YouTube ads.
No. I don't think so. No.
Okay.
I don't think
so. Go get your nighttime routine together. Go to Beyond
bubbles.com.
Grab you some candles. That's where I was getting my natural soaps from. Get you a body scrub. Get you a shower steamer. Get you a lip balm. There's things over there for you to peruse and to purchase. Okay, and they ship quickly, and they leave you a nice little note with your order. So go shop. Go listen to Bloom, the album by Duran. Everything's an album. Go listen to Bloom by Duran Bernard. Go listen to 13 Months of Sunshine by, I'm actually going to listen to that after this. Go listen to Lethal. It's literally going to be queued up, each one of these after each other. Go listen to Lethal by Rico Nasty. Sincerely by Kylie Uchis. Fancy That by Pink Panthers for Clear Skin. But the clear skin will come with that nighttime routine. Watch that face at night. You're watching this right now at night. Take the stuff you're trying to get up and go watch that face.
Hello. Watch
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, in them sheets.